Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson. I am a channeler and a seer. Good to see everybody already on the chat line before I even started. Today we're doing tarot just for fun. I am a channeler, so if you want to see me channel on Thursdays, and I'm going to be extending this year when I get back off my holidays. So as you can see, this is a different background than normal. I am in a high rise, so there's actually a beautiful ocean scene behind me, but you can't see it because it's all whited out by the light. Really lucky. So we're here for the next couple of weeks. And next week also, I'm probably going to be here. But I am starting, sorry, just saying hi to my man. So I am going to just start this off with a general reading, and then we go into three CHATBAR readings. Now, there was a couple of messages that came through. As I was sitting here, there was this moth that constantly kept banging its wings or its body against the window trying to get in. And I got this really distinct message of those that are trying to move their life or move into something new, but keep on whacking into the same obstacles over and over again because their mindset has not changed, but they are trying to change their outside world and it doesn't work. So every time the moth came at the window, it's like, why does this keep happening to me? And to really sit and look at self. Instead of pointing the finger at the window or pointing the finger at somebody else that's outside of you, I really look inwards this year especially. Also, last night I had this profound dream as well where I was in survival mode and I was asking other people outside myself for help, but everyone was in survival mode. So no one was there to really help me. And I just couldn't get through to getting the help. And then I woke up, felt a bit and I went back to sleep and I had another dream, and that dream was showing me these pockets of people around the world that were just trusting and supporting themselves, making movements in their businesses and their work ethics, and especially in the creative divisions of art, music, and intuitive stuff, medicines, health-wise, looking after children and all that sort of stuff. And they were like, just saying, you know what, we're doing it our way. We are supporting who we are, and that we're doing this the right way. We're not following the rules that are limiting us from being good people. And so there was all these pockets of people, and I went up to them and said, that's how you do it. That's how you shine, and that's how you're going to end up changing. Other people will see it working for you because the universe is going to start supporting those people. Because why? Because they're learning to support themselves from the inside out. They're no longer moving through this world in fear of what other like corporations and everything is going to do to them. They always seem to slip through the so-called illusion or program that's trying to hold them bondage of or limit their reality, to be get into trouble for doing the right thing by people and the right thing by each other and themselves. Hey everybody, good to see you guys. Annie, Lady, Michelle, Rebecca, Jules, Sky, Mary, Cherie, Sarah Kay. I love it that people love catching me live. Yeah, so totally different background today. This is a hotel and I'm on the 12th floor, so it's a long way up. And I also forgot my tarot decks. Bought my mic, bought my computer, and so I went out and bought this brand new tarot deck. It's actually quite beautiful. It's steampunk tarot. So yeah, by Soroy Arose. Yes, so let's see what happens with these cards and what's coming through for the general energy for this week. And if they do tell me it's for this month or this year, I'll let you know. But these are quite big cards. I can shuffle them, but I'm thinking whether to just make a split if they don't fall out. Sometimes when you get new packs of cards, they stick together, and I'm trying to make sure that every card is separated and that I've handled every card before we start. And I haven't got a candle, which I always like, but I decided to put a bowl of water at the side for scrying if needed. I've never really done it, but for some reason they gave me that message. Put a bowl of water beside you. It's good energy. So hang on. I'm so not surprised to see this card. It actually came out before. Okay, and we've got a couple that's come out there. So let's go with this. We have the High Priestess, so really stepping into our intuitive power now, and being at the forefront of making changes. And when you go out into this big wide world and you see, you're constantly been bombarded by people and energies of feeling in survival mode, but you're stepping out knowing fully who you are. And when there is a moment where you need to stand up and speak out the truth, you speak it with confidence, and you speak it with surety. You trust your intuition, you back it 100%. Even if there is no physical evidence to back it, you just say, this is how it is, and this is how I feel. When you're backing that, the universe, the world outside of you bends to it. They feel that support, that you're supporting yourself. The people outside you feel that support, that you're supporting yourself, and you end up becoming the High Priestess of your own reality. The central point of your own reality is you as the High Priestess. So it's really learning to step into our power at the moment. And even though nobody else is, and somebody has to start, right? Somebody has to start this journey of trusting their intuition and their feminine pull to nurture others through the strength of being calm and strong within themselves. Next to that, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is also energy of an intellectual understanding of self as well. So it's not just our intuition, but our intellectual understanding. And we have a memory and a logical mind for a purpose, so that we can use and remember things of intelligence within our minds, so that we can speak up with clarity, and others can understand us, instead of speaking up with clarity within ourselves. But sometimes it's too far or above what other people can understand. There are those that get confused within themselves and use the big words and then feel like they feel justified to be speaking out that way, and then nobody fully understands them. They think that gives them power. But this isn't to do with that. This is to do with us speaking with clarity so that other people understand us, even though it's speaking of things of energy and intuition and things that aren't usually talked about in society, in the societal norm. So I feel like this Nine of Swords is really us coming into at least taking steps towards that. It's not the king, so we're not empowered by it, but we are moving towards using our intellect for the better purpose of our reality. And then the next card that come up is the world. So this is a worldly event. These energies that I'm tapping into are happening around the world. Yes, there are pockets where they are still stuck and strongly in a program, and you'll find most people gravitate towards those pockets that are stuck in their own program. And then there'll be these pockets that are starting to bloom, that are coming into their power. So it's really interesting. They're showing me these pockets, but they're showing me it in like it's all a tangled web anyway, physically. So you could be walking down the street and somebody who's feeling really out of balance and you're feeling on a high, you guys, even though you pass each other, you'll see them, you won't notice them. They'll be like background people, and they'll feel the same for you. You'll feel like background people. But when you start to come into alignment of each other and they raise their vibration to fully supporting themselves, and then they start to become more aware of you. And it's exactly the same what happens when we get signs from our benevolent helpers, like our guides and all of that sort of stuff, or even our own higher self or source energy. We end up all of a sudden coming into sync with the signs that we need to make sure that we're on the right path. So all of a sudden, if you say to yourself, every time I end up on the right path, I see a rose, and then all of a sudden you start to see the roses will stand out, or so it's more of a syncing up with you realizing that you're creating your own reality, and that's what the signs are, and that's what the signs mean. And then you could say to yourself, well, whenever I'm feeling not in control or going down the wrong path, then I will see, I don't know, I'll get bitten by an ant or something like that. And then you're like, oh, damn, freaking ant bit me. But it means more now. It means that, I've got to look at my inner self and how I'm thinking about myself so that I realize I'm not going the wrong way, and so forth. And everything becomes signature to your reality after that. So, yeah, we work with the world. We work with the world around us to move us through the path. Morning, Joe. Good to see you. Hi, Freezy Peach. Okay. Hey, Katie. So, yeah, it's really warm here. We've been for lots of swims. I've got a lot of color in my face now. So nice to be in the ocean again. So nice. And it's a beautiful view from here. I can see the mountains that side. It's like panoramic view, and the ocean from this side. Thanks, Sarah. It's a bit angelic, isn't it? I had the blinds pulled right up, but it was so full light. And I think if I disappear for a minute, you can actually might be able to see the sea. I'll see if it can do that. Sometimes it comes back in. We've got all the buildings there. No, I think the sea's behind. Yeah, the sea's behind it, so you can't really see it. But never mind. Let's carry on with this. Messages for this week, please, so we know what to focus on. What do we focus on this week, please? Do we focus on this week? Okay, they're telling me emotions. Make sure that your emotions are in check this week. And nice. Okay. I'll just pull a couple more cards. They are a bit sticky, aren't they? Oh, okay. Hard to come out, but I do trust, so that's a good enough thing. I'm going to pull that one as well. So here we go. We have focusing on the Four of Wands. So focusing on those unions in your reality that are working. If you've seen in reflection your kids are starting to, behave a little bit better or whatever, or have a more respect for you because you've got more respect for yourself, then focus in on that. Focus in on those little things that are working for you at the moment, and build on it and keep building on it, and and there's a kind of an expectation that things are going to work out well. And if something goes squiff, it's just so that you can see where it went squiff within you, not within the other person. You can't change somebody outside yourself. Remember that. You can't have the weight of the world on top of you. It will never work that way. You'll just get yourself into a deeper and deeper muddy pool, because how can you be responsible for somebody else creating their reality? You cannot. You let them create their own reality. But when you focusing in on relationships that are working in the small, even if it's the smallest part of that relationship that is working, and then say from there we are going to build something even better, and it might go a little bit back and forth, but it will slowly get better and better as you go along. So that's a good thing to focus on this week. So we have the Page of Swords. It's interesting that we have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. And this was actually covering this. So definitely a new start within the intellect of it, like our intellects and how we think and feel about ourselves. For one thing. No, you're after that one. Sorry. Thanks. Just my partner's looking for his phone. Okay. So definitely intellect and all of that sort of thing that's needing to, it's like a new understanding of the value of our mind without all of the monkey mind, but allowing the mind to expand in a way that's going to work for everything, putting it in its rightful place, and then expanding on that rightful place, that rightful manner within us. In other words, if you're confronted with something and there's these moments where you just speak out exactly the right thing to somebody, when that happens, you're like, whoa, how did I even say that? That is this is the learning to speak from intelligence, and using your intelligence to bring out the right words. But it's a new beginning. This is all to do with new beginning. So we're only just starting to tap into what can our mind do other than annoy the crap out of ourselves with the monkey mind tugging at us and going, oh, this is going to go wrong. We have to overprotect ourselves. Oh my God, if that person comes back into my life, I'm going to end up having to protect myself. Well, once you start to realize it's nothing to do with that person, it's got everything to do with you, you're taking back control of your reality, then you can say, okay, mind, let's use you for intelligence and bring you forth to speak the truth and with integrity and support behind my mind and what I want to use it for. So there's a big shift with how we perceive our minds coming up as well. So the energy of intuition was a big one over especially the last couple of years, bringing that up, and now putting our mind in its place and using it for our advantage. And now we have over the world, we have death, and these cards aren't reversed, but it was in reverse, just to let you know. So to me, very much a new beginning here with the world, but an ending of something completely different, where especially those that have done the work, that understanding it's got nothing to do with the outside world and its rules and everything. It's got everything to do with how you're feeling about yourself. So there's this death of the illusion that we should be in fear. There's a death of the illusion that we are limited. There's a death of the illusion that was pulled over our eyes so we can be controlled. Anyone who's in fear can easily be controlled. As soon as you are in fear, all they have to do is go, hey, we've got the answer over here. Follow us, pay us this amount of money. We will pull you through. And then you're more in survival, more in fear. And you're reliant on them. And you feel like that's the only way to get through life, is to rely on someone outside yourself and to pay the money and to do what they say. And when you're stepping into the power of who you are without fear, you go, you know what? I try trust my intuition. It's going to show me a better path than what you're showing me. There's so many paths out there. There's a trillion paths out there. I don't like your path. I'm going to go in a different way. And if that means that I'm powering myself up to become more intuitive or more psychic, or follow my dreams, or trust that my mind can give me the intelligence needed to speak up and speak the truth at the right time, then so be it. Yeah. Hey, Paula. Hey, Divine. Hey, Elizabeth. Okay, so what else have we got that's coming forth with these cards? So we have the Knight of Cups. So another knight. So these are all, a Knight of Cups is to do with emotional truth of self. Interesting, actually, because we've got the Knight of Swords, right? Here's this person holding a sword, and yet the Knight of Cups in this deck is like a knight holding a sword. The cup is next to her and it has a death sign on it, and then behind her is some roses that look like cups behind her. So I'm really feeling that whole, like the roses are blooming, and like they are. Sorry, I'm just intuitively stepping into this. Like, it's interesting that I brought up roses before as one of the signs that we can look for us to realize that we're on the right path. So maybe there's roses going to come in your life or something to give you that sign too. But also, I'm feeling something else. It's like roses is a symbol of love, and a symbol of love of self is what we're going for here. There are two roses. So I do feel like within the self-love, we're definitely going to find union with others that are of soul tribes. And I have said this before, but it's like coming to the forefront for this week. So there could be quite a few of you out there that anyone that is single, that this is a really major opportunity for you to find the partner that you've been seeking, if you've done the work, the inner work, and understand that everything comes from you first. Yeah. Yes. So I might, it's good actually. I'm only hot spotting this, and I don't think we've had any mess ups. Like, this is a good, what is it, connection, I'm pretty sure. So that's fantastic. Anyway, let's keep going with this and just seeing what else is coming up. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is somebody who's like moving through life, but seeing from an advantage point of all of their past and what it's brought up for them, and all the people of the past that's brought up for them. But you can see it from one point or another. You can see it from all those people of the past have given me, a headache or a stomach ache, or they've made life really hard for me. Or you can look back and see all the people from the past going, wow, they taught me this. They taught me this about myself. They taught me this about myself. And it is really perception on this card. I'm feeling this perception of we want to be focusing in on those better things rather than the not better things. And then there was the Eight of Cups that came up, and this one for me feels a little bit on the darker side, even though it's like a journey of self-discovery through the emotions that we've been triggered. A journey of self-discovery through the emotions that have been triggered. So there can be that's coming up for you where something will be triggered, and then discover why, through your emotions, why that happened. Look, it's actually coming up with a Three of Swords. So there might be some stuff coming up for you that it's not coming up to show you that you're going on the wrong path. It's actually coming up to show you that you're going on the right path, but there was still something that needed to be cleared for you to have that Four of Wands energy coming in. So if you do end up having a bit of a moment where it's not feeling like it's going well for you, then it's really a change of mindset. So turning it's instead of going, oh my God, I have to go through a day or two of feeling crap because this has happened. Instead, feel into the emotions, see where trigger happened, and go, you know what? Why do I need to be feeling this way every time this sort of thing happens? Why don't I just choose another feeling and start to focus in on those small things that are making my life good at the moment? And so then we're starting to redirect our energy into the better opportunities that are coming. It's like they're showing me a switch up from feeling like three things have to go wrong. You know, if something goes wrong, it has to go wrong 3 times, or we have to go through a certain amount of days or weeks or hours or whatever before we can change our decision not doing that. But we always, in every single moment, and especially when you do bring yourself to the moment and let go of what happened, when you start shining your light, even those people that have tried to pull you down and pull you back to their vibration will end up seeing you shining, and that they're not having any influence on you whatsoever. And that is a win-win situation for you, and for you to show them as a guide that they shouldn't, that, you know, they can't mess with you, but also that they can change their life around and shift up as well. So there's something really powerful happening here with us stop banging our head against the window like that moth was this morning, and having a better understanding that we can change or shift our energy. We have the ability to do that at any given moment. Instead of falling into a great void of depression, and then they have won. And it's simple. You've given their power to them. As soon as you keep thinking of them in a negative way, you're letting them stay in your mind rent-free, and they will ruin your feelings and how you feel about yourself, and that's how you feel about the day. And then the people that are loving you will feel that, and they'll feel down. And so it just encroaches on everything. And they might be back home. They might not have anything to do with you. So this is a real shift up of understanding that at any given moment you can change your reality. But we have to bring it to the moment. So then what I do to do that is, if I'm sitting at the table, I touch the table and I go, okay, I'm at the table. I'm not with that person. Okay, I'm chopping, I don't know, onions or whatever, or apples, in the kitchen. I'm not with that person. And so I'm not going to let them live rent-free in my mind anymore. I'm going to have full control over myself and focusing in on what I really, really desire, what I truly want in my life. And that will pull you through this week and set you up for the rest of your life too. Have fuller understanding of how much control you really do have over your feelings and your emotions. Lady, this is reliving my day. Same lesson came to me. That's so cool. Okay. Okay. So I'll open up the chat line to Divine. Yes, please. Straight up. Yes, please. Yes. Okay. To some free reading. So Divine. Yeah, keep reminding yourself what's going to make me happy in this moment. Just keep reminding yourself what's going to make me happy in this moment. You're not reliant on other people to make you happy anymore. This can't be. This is the wrong way whenever we do that. Look, the Three of Cups came out for you, Divine. So there are a group of people coming out, like friends and that are ready to work with you. But you cannot be relying on them. Rely only on yourself, and then trust that the energies pull them in a right way, that they you end up seeing this flow happening where each of you want to do exactly the same thing at the same time. That's the flow. And when they don't, and when they move off and do their own another thing, then they are probably moving into a different energy in that moment. But not to say that they don't come back. We don't hang on to that. We just trust that when it's supposed to come back, and it will. But there's working with other people and from a different perspective for you. Working with other people from a different perspective in business and in relationships. But for some reason, business is sticking out for me for this, where you're trying something new, you're holding your own, and then seeing who comes to you rather than grasping outside yourself to make things work with others. Just holding your own and backing you 100% will bring in those people that are resonating with that. So yeah, that's for you, Divine. Who else have I got here? So we have Jamie L. Ten of Swords. So we're coming to the end of something, but it's releasing. Look, we've got the Page of Swords, a Page of Cups coming after that. So the Ten of Swords is when we've finally had enough of a certain vibration. We've finally had enough of our life and what wasn't going right for us anymore. We've finally decided, you know what, this is the end of this phase. It's the last straw. I'm not doing this anymore. So where am I to go? The only way to go is to stand up and watch all those swords fall out of her back. The only way to do this is to actually take back your power. And how does she take back her power? She stands up. And the next to it is the Page of Cups. So offering is wanting to come your way. The Page of Cups is a good offering usually. It's like the universe saying, if you stand up and you say no more to this, then something beautiful is going to come into your life, an offering that you always desired. But you have to say no to this first. Yeah, so that's for you, Jamie. Leanne, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So new step. It's funny because straight after the Ace of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups. So it's a new beginning coming up for you. It could be midweek, where all of a sudden there's this shift of feeling like you're understanding a bit more. But in new beginnings, sometimes it does feel a bit wobbly, because it's like stepping up on some new energy, and then you've got to get used to that new energy or that new step. And like the step that you were on that you were worn out, you knew where all the grooves were, you knew where all the bits were and how to navigate through that. But then it's getting boring, or it's getting obsolete, or it's not doing you justice anymore. It's not giving you the growth, your soul, the growth that's needed. So you're stepping into a whole nother step, but then you've got to find all those grooves in that step and figure out where all that goes. So it can feel a little bit wobbly to begin with until you get used to that new energy. But just accept it. Just say to yourself, that's interesting when things are happening. Yeah. Okay, so who else have we got here? Paula. I'm going to take that one as well then. So Paula, we have the Magician and the Empress. Wow. So this is a true stepping into power and understanding how powerful you truly are. Also, I see with this card, the Empress going on an adventure, not being afraid to go on a venture, not being afraid to try something different because you have the backing of the Magician behind you. When you already know that when you step into a new adventure and you know that no matter what comes at you, you're going to end up being able to say no, put up your boundaries, pick up the wand that you need, whether it be an action wand or the sword of intelligence or the emotional understanding of self, or have the abundance behind you because you trust that the universe will supply you the abundance in the given moment that's needed. That is the Magician. So when you're going on an adventure as the Empress, you have the backing of the Magician with you, and so you're not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm going to try this. Why not? I mean, you can try things that you tried in the past that didn't work for you, and it just goes around in circles. So why not try something different and go for it? Yeah. So also we have, who else? We have Katie Tiani. Katie Tiani has the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. So, oh, look at that. Serving self. Like I know who I am, and I know where to go to get what I truly desire now. And I'm not afraid to go visit that place and ask for help or get what I need. It's all there for you. The things are coming your way. No, not that one. The one underneath it. And the Six of Swords. So there's a journey that's coming your way. You're moving out of things not going your way and seeing and having a better understanding of trusting the game or the flow into allowing a slight opening. I can see the door just opening slightly to allowing your trust of yourself to allow others to come in and have exchange, where before it's like I need to learn to trust myself first. And now we're going on a journey of, okay, I'm opening the crack of that door to allow trust of somebody else to come into my life. Take your time. Don't rush anything. And at any given moment you feel like they're not at the right frequency of you, then trust yourself to walk away in that moment. Sky. I'm just picking them like this because it's just easier than shuffling these because they are sticky a bit. So we have the Fool card come up. Taking a leap of faith into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen next, but you do know that you trust yourself. That's all you need to know as a Fool, taking a leap into the unknown, that the universe will trust you because you trust yourself when you do that. And the Two of Pentacles. So, and I really feel like there's a balance here within yourself with that trust and the balance of trusting who you are is going to bring in satisfaction and it, at any given time, a peace of mind. There's like a feeling that through knowing that you can just tune in and find peace within you allows you to take that leap of faith into something new. It feels to me like we're shifting into a whole new vibration here. It always existed, but within the human's consciousness, it seemed too far away, like almost like that whole heaven's only for those that die. And yet now we're realizing heaven or utopia is always present around us. but we have to shift our vibration into it. And so we have to be very honest with ourselves and who we are to make those shifts. Okay, who else have I got here? Sky, I think we did it. Oh, Debbie Oliver. Let me just shuffle these a bit. Debbie Oliver. Yes, so I'll still be live on Thursday as well. Debbie Oliver. I'm glad that this is a good connection because we're only hotspotting. Thank God for that. The connection in the actual hotel wasn't very good. Debbie Oliver. Okay, Debbie Oliver. Ooh, we have the Lovers. So a union happening that's going to feel so great. Lovers, to me, it can definitely mean romance, whether you're in a romantic relationship and that just moves up a notch and you have better understanding of each other and self and respect for each other and self, but no longer looking at your unions from a, like with the Five of Cups, from a point of view where you're looking at what's going wrong. You're starting to look at your unions or your relationships with others with what's going right, with where you're going, right. There is always a choice with the Lovers whether you want to focus in on the worst scenario or the best scenario, and no more trying to control outside of yourself to make things work. Just focusing in on, wow, that moment was a beautiful moment. Let's have more of those moments. And not to say that we're going to repeat the same thing physically, but to trust that those moments are happening because you're trusting yourself in your own relationship with who you are, which is bringing your relationships in a more loving, closer way to you. Who else have we got? If I've missed anyone, sorry. Sarah Kay. We have the Ace of Cups, the emotional fulfillment I'm feeling with this card, an emotional fulfillment because you're trusting your emotions now and you're expressing who you are and you're expressing the good for others and you're feeling that is the truth of who you are at the core of yourself. And so with that emotional fulfillment of yourself, you're moving into a higher vibration automatically. So that's really cool. And also, like, there's a submarine, they're pulling me to the submarine that's in the background here, but I'm feeling you going into the depths of your emotions because you're really, with the depths of your emotions, you can also bring up, not like, it sounds like the depths means that it's a negative emotion, but it's not. It's actually going into the core of how blissful you can feel about yourself and how you can express who you are, and then others are reflecting back with appreciation because you're supporting that. Where if you were, say, before, you might have expressed to you where like, oh, that's such a beautiful blah blah, and then someone will come at you, oh yeah, well, it's only because blah blah, and they just belittle your support to them. But that's only because in the past you weren't entirely supporting who you were. And I feel like now you've got it. You like got this understanding of supporting who you are, and you're just shining more and more because of it. So just keep on moving towards that. And whenever you do have somebody coming at you again, then go, oh, did I support that, what I said 100%? So you never speak unless you know that you can support it 100%, and that means it comes from absolute integrity. Okay. Who else have we got here? So true. been really working with my inner child. You are. Yeah, it's beautiful. Accurate again from Debbie. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's do Darlene. This one's wanting to pop out, so I'm going to pull it out. You've got the Hierophant. Hierophant to me is like understanding or shifting up of the way you perceive spiritual matters or religious matters. Let's see what else comes up with you. And the Lover's card. I shouldn't take them in reverse. So I'm feeling like there's a shift within the way that you perceive spirituality, and finding that I'm almost seeing like there's an expansion in your reality. It's like there's a stop and then there's a start though. So I'm getting a little bit confused with that energy of stopping and starting. But anyways, definitely, it feels really weird. It's like you're challenging yourself and how you perceive your world, whether it's hanging on to certain things that worked for you in the past but are no longer working for you now. And then you're like, well, how do I shift that when it did work for me in the past? What do I replace it with? And so you're diving into something different, but it's actually bringing you into self-awareness that that all the relationships in your life are showing you something that you've been not quite grasping or understanding within yourself. Because we can't have any sort of relationship coming at us, being involved in any sort of relationship until we've found and supported who we are, because you don't want a relationship that you're relying on. You want a relationship that fulfills you in the moment. And so that's going to shift you up when you start to see that there's certain things that need to be let go of, and that's going to expand you, and then it's going to make you realize that you can have it all, everything that you desired. Oh, it's kind of deep. I'll have to leave it at that. I hope that makes sense for you, darling. Anyways, Mary. Mary. No. I went to take the card, but it fell back in, so obviously not. Mary. This one. 2 of Pentacles again. Oh, isn't that crazy when that happens? Decisions to be made. Make sure you make all your decisions from... Give yourself the expansion of making all your decisions in the moment. And the reason why they're saying expansion is because when we make decisions and then we hold on to them, and then the next day we try that decision again, it limits us. But when we are constantly making decisions from the moment, it is an expansion. That they're also bringing up, don't ever promise anyone anything unless you know 100% that you can fulfill that promise, because that is integrity of yourself. But to always be presently living in the moment. It's really interesting. They said that when you do make a promise, and if it really wasn't suited for the moment, you'll find that the person on the other side will say, sorry, I can't do that. That's not working for me. And they're living in, it's like it will work for you. So don't panic too much if you make a promise and then you feel it can't be fulfilled, trust that the universe will put you in the right place at the right time. This is a real trust card for some reason for you. Trusting who you are in every decision that you make. That's going to bring you an opportunity of grounding your reality, or grounding your reality on earth. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I have to just clear a little bit. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. I'm right now. Sharon. I was letting my mind get involved too much, I think. Oh, I see that's coming from Darlene, I think. So nothing on you, Darlene. It's just the energy's present. Yeah. We're all precisely where we're supposed to be. We're all equal, and there's no one more, better than anyone else, because we're all source energy going on an adventure. So that's how it is. We just are in different awarenesses of ourselves, and we're all learning to become more aware. Okay, let's get into this. So we have, who was I doing before? Kind of forgot who I was doing. Okay, I'm just going to go with Michelle. Okay. No way. How can we have the same cards coming up again and again, right? Go figure. So that was in the main reading, Michelle. So this is a real moving towards trusting someone. Actually, it was pulled for somebody else, I think. But trust, we need to have a trust that other people are there wanting to help us as well. But we have to be vulnerable to that trust that we can go in, because there's Nine of Cups is like a wish coming true in a way, an emotional understanding and wish coming true for yourself. You have the Six of Pentacles coming up. So there's something of value coming into your life through, telling me for some weird reason, family members. But it's like, it feels like a value coming through a balance. Make sure always that you are in balance with yourself. See, the scales are a little bit out of balance in this card. So make sure that you are in balance with yourself whenever you're being gifted anything. And the reason why they're saying that is because if you're out of balance, someone gives you something, an offering, and you take it, then you will always have this feeling of, oh my God, do I need to give them back something after, or, that's too much, or that sort of thing. Where if you're completely in balance when you're receiving, then all you need to do is say thank you to the universe, thank you to the person that is in your universe that's supplying you with that. Just a plain thank you is enough. Being grateful is enough for that person to feel validated for what they're giving you, and also you're validating yourself and receiving that you deserve that, to receive that too. Who else have I got? Okay, let's just do this. Mario 2502. We have the Four of Swords. So we're taking a peaceful rest at the moment, and allow yourself just to enjoy sitting like peacefully on the couch and not trying to do anything, just because I feel you've gone through heartache, you've gone through something in the past that might have affected you, but you've come out of it, and now you can sit taking advantage of the feeling of not feeling into that heartache anymore, or that problem or that issue that you did have in the past. So really taking advantage of just feeling at ease with yourself. Take a rest. Don't be too hard on yourself, and take a rest in your energy. I think that I will leave it there. Okay, we'll do one more. Well, maybe a couple more. Jennifer, we have death coming up for you. So massive shift in your reality, where letting go of things that didn't serve you anymore, and a totally new beginning coming up for you in this week, which is really the energy of the main energy that was happening this week, is us stepping into our power again. But that means we have to let go of and trust that whatever we let go of is going to serve somebody else in their journey, because you're ready for a fresh new start. You're ready for something completely different in your reality. And Sharon, I have the Hermit for you. So it's an inner journey for you this week, where you go inside to look at self and find the light within yourself. No longer we don't want you to be pointing your finger outside at anybody else and saying it's all their fault. Whenever you're saying it's somebody else's fault, means that you've given your power away to them, that you haven't looked at yourself, and that means they have something over you. So when we turn it back on ourselves, we're saying that we're powerful enough to be able to move through life without and find out who we are. It's necessary to find out who you are. Okay. Now, it's good to see you too, Rebecca. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because it's been on the hour, and we are hotspotting this. So this is my new background because I'm on holidays, and this week and next week, see me on Thursday. I'll be doing channeling, like just straight channeling through, no tarot cards involved. This is channeling from my higher beings. I have a team. My team is consistent of Pleiadians, Arcturians, and source energy. I do move through Gaia. I can speak through to her elementals as well, and we collectively come together for these channelings to give you purpose and understanding of all the new energies that are coming in on Earth, so you can utilize them for your benefit, so you move outside of the limitations of the old program that was poured over you. So love you guys heaps. Till next time. Bye.